Photographers have done it since day one. If you find a group of people who have never seen any technology, you give them a digital camera and you show them how it works, and you say, all you have to do is push this button and look, on the back there's a picture. I virtually guarantee that that person, having the same brain as you, will at some point take the camera, turn it around, and push the button.
Yeah, it might even be like, to me, it's like people used to tag things in the 80s with graffiti, and I was I did the same thing. I did stencil art in the 80s, and putting yourself out there and putting, in a lot of ways, your signature all over the place and trying to mark the territory.
I think I've been taking selfies for about 10 years.
I was baffled with the selfie because I thought it was quite self-involved.
It's just to put a positive vibe out there.
I've made a photograph of my face every day since February 23rd, 1987.
I think the past 12 months I've probably gone above and beyond posting photos and selfies more than what I would have, in a way of also rebuilding my life.
I suppose I do like to share a lot of myself.
It's like punching life's clock. Every day I do it is another day that I'm on the planet. That actually does have some reassurance, and I don't think about it in emotional terms, but I remind myself of it.
I'm inspired by a very sunny day. I might even just have a really good hair day.
Everywhere you go, it's let's do a selfie.
I don't use traditional selfies, like there's, people hold their head up and they have their full face, but I usually do it wearing something or under a disguise or a different part of myself, not just Peter.
The ones I have been putting up have been a bit of a personal journey as well with what I've been through. So they're kind of telling an empowering story, some a picture that I'm happy with, a way of, I guess, expressing myself. Yeah.
I find selfies can be a bit self-obsessed.
I'm aware that sometimes people will take it the wrong way, especially if you put up heaps.
The idea of the selfie is important. It's not important like global warming is important, but it's important as an indicator of the culture and how it has changed or how it's changing.
So I often post photos of myself as the monkey.
I'm backstage of a tribute concert that I took part in.
I'm trying to make the same photograph every day.
I couldn't believe that I got involved in such a project.
I failed to make that photograph. Failure is part of being human.
The monkey is another play on Aboriginal, the history of Aboriginal people and being seen as primitives or monkey-like.
Sometimes I feel over time that maybe I have overdone it. Maybe I have too many photos documenting myself.
People, when they do selfies, in a way they're just like fucking around, they're saying, here I am looking stupid. But in a way, they're saying, here I am and I'm alive.
There's this part of me that wants to just have everything documented.
I've been really dueling with my identity, being Indigenous as well as being gay. My selfies are just a play with that and a statement saying I'm proud of it.
I think the more photos I've taken of myself over the years, is it possible that I was less happier then? Maybe the more happy, more content, the more I learn and know myself, the less I have to look at myself from the outside in, because I know the inside a lot better.
The unspoken codicil is, has my life been worth living?